Good morning. So I'm coming on here this morning to share a little bit of my manifesting generator energy at work. And so I went for a walk with Dad down the beach this morning. That's our Friday morning routine. Last night I was on a call with my niece and her children. And my niece was saying how one of her daughters is in a little phase. She started school, her mum gone back to work, and she's in this phase where she is getting a little emotional and acting out. And now this precious little angel has an open solar plexus. So we know that she is going to take on emotions, and like a little kid going to school, having all those other kids around and all their emotions happening, she's going to be taking that in and amplifying it. And when you don't know what to do with your energy, that's going to come out in different unexpected ways. And it's usually going to be part of the collective conditioning. So when we as a collective talk about our kids, we don't necessarily focus on good behavior. We talk about them acting up, them being naughty, ratty, end of the day, after school, all those sort of things. So we're looking for ways to support this precious child in aligning with her design and navigating from a really young age, being able to navigate her design from a really young age. And so my niece was saying to me, like, she's going to need an auntie talk about her energy. And when I went to bed last night, I'm like, oh, what if we could make a little story, a personalized story that brought in the elements of her energy type, focusing on the solar plexus and how that looks at other people's emotions and brings it in, because it's like a magnet. All your white centers are going to be kind of like a magnet drawing other people's energy in. Your colored centers are where you're broadcasting energy out and other people are picking up that energy, and your white centers are where you are taking in the energy of other people. And it's also a beautiful thing because this is where you can learn those lessons. And as you become aware of these open energy centers and you recognize what's your energy and what's not your energy, then you just grow in your wisdom and you grow in your strength and you grow in your power and you grow in your alignment to being who you really are. So last night, before I went to bed, I went out to ChatGPT, because that's my best friend, one of my best friends, and said, hey friend, let's write a story about this little angel and how to help her navigate her emotions. That's what we're working on. And so we've got this beautiful story, and it's on my phone, and I'm talking to you through my phone, so I don't have access to it at the moment. But it's a beautiful like forest story about how she gets to recognize her own emotions and how the emotions of the other creatures in the story are big. Some are scared, some have forgotten how to use their gifts, and they're little forest creatures, so it's adorable. And through the story, she recognizes and teaches others to recognize, is that your fear? No. Well, let's shake it off. Let's shake it off. And is that my fear or is that my anger? No, it's not. That's not me. So I can let go and help the little creature that needs help step into their natural way of being, their delight and their good, happy energy. And so that's a little story that I like to say I've collaborated on, because I gave the inspiration and out came the words. And then I went a step further to say, well, let's create some images to go with this. And now my next step is to take that creative inspiration and turn it into form, in the form of a book. So that is what I'm going to be working on. And this whole story was about how me as a manifesting generator is operating in alignment with my design. So having a kōrero or a conversation with my niece about my great niece's needs. And then in response, I'm like, yes, there's those needs. And it came to me to create a book, create a story, because that's how I operate. I am creative. There's no denying that. I'm creative. I am a creative being. It's likely you're a creative being too. So let's not hide our gifts. Let's just be open and share them. If you're creative, say it. I'm creative. I'm creative. I use ChatGPT, and this is me trying to prove my worth with my Open Heart Center, and feeling like because I used a tool that it's less me, but it's not. It's not. So I'm just going to let go of that, because this story is not something that I would have come up with necessarily, but my creative energy is in there, and I'm going to own that. And then my creative energy is also in the images, and it's like that images is not the right one, so let's try again, let's try again, let's try again. So I'm going to own that it would be the exact same process if I had a ghostwriter, and it would be the exact same process if I had a graphic designer. So where the other people in the real world would be doing the work, taking my ideas and creating the work for the ghostwriter or the graphic designer, then I've just implemented AI and tapped into that wonderful gift that we've been given. Why wouldn't we use it? And collaborated and created this beautiful story. So we've gone from conversation, me being in response, me taking that creative urge, manifester, and creating something, right? Now we're going to, this is where I often, like full disclosure, I often stop at that point. I don't take it to the next point, bring it into form, which is, again, full transparency, what has held me back. So 2025 is, my word for 2025 is aligned. So me being aligned is me actually taking the next step to bring that into form. Okay, so this is manifesting generator energy in action. And I just wanted to share that part of the journey with you so that I hold myself accountable for bringing it into form. And once it's in form, I will share it before giving it to my beautiful niece. And then I've got another niece, so obviously I'm going to have to do one for her. And then I've got nephews, and then another niece, and then there's other children. So who knows where this journey will end. But for now, keep an eye out for that book to come into form. All right, hope you have a great day. And if you've got any questions about the process, questions about how your energy is operating, anything you want to share, pop it in the comments.